The doctor said that after it would feel like there's sand in your eyes, or like you're in a pool and your eyes are wide open. But no, it doesn't feel that way. It literally feels like they sliced your eye. That's what it feels like immediately after. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is part 2 of my LASIK surgery experience at Shinagawa. Part 1 is linked up above, and I recommend that you watch that video first before watching this one, because in part 1 I talk about a brief history of my eyes and the booking, screening, and consultation process before the surgery. So in this video, I'm going to be talking more about the actual surgery experience and the effects afterward. I'm also going to be doing a full review of the experience if it's something that I would recommend or not by the end of this video. Also, if you're new here, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. If these are the things that you like watching, I would really appreciate it if you could hit that subscribe button down below, and if you want to connect with me on my socials, it's at TrishDLF. So now we go on to the actual surgery. As mentioned in the previous video, this is actually the second time that I went to the clinic for my surgery. The first time I was sent back because I had dry eyes. So I was already supposed to take the surgery that day, but I was sent back and was given medication to take for a week because of my dry eyes. So now I'm coming in on my second day, and so finally I was already allowed to undergo the surgery. So the actual process was really pretty fast overall. It was just really the waiting time that took quite a while, like waiting for your name to be called. But basically, once you're called from the lobby, you go into this prep area first, and what they do is they make you change into a surgery gown. They also give you a hairnet to cover your hair, a new mask, and they make you change your shoes into Crocs. So they have Crocs there and you have to change into them because dirty shoes aren't allowed in the actual surgery area. So in this waiting area, you also have to wash your face because you're not allowed to wet your face area for like the next 24 hours after the surgery. So once I was all prepared, wearing my lab gown and everything else, they brought me into another waiting area. So this time they were like separate lazy boys. So it was just like one big room with like I think about six to eight separate lazy boys, and the patients get to sit there separately, and there were like curtains separating each one. At that moment, we were only like three. We were just three in the waiting area out of like 6 seats, and basically you just wait until your name gets called, and that's also where they brief you about what's going to happen. So they brief you, and they also give you the medical kit, which is this one. So this is the pack or kit that they give you. It just says Shinagawa, and it's just a clear plastic kit. And what's inside are your medicines. Now, I only have the boxes left because I already consumed the actual meds. But basically, okay, so they give you these medicines. This is Catianorm. They have levofloxacin. So, I don't think I'm saying this right. Levofloxacin. That's kind of a long name, or off the quicks. And then they also give you prednisolone acetate. So I'm not a doctor, so I don't really know how to pronounce these words, but they're kind of complicated to pronounce. So basically, these two are antibiotics. So these two meds are antibiotics, and then this one is more of like for lubrication. So the nurse basically just briefs you on how to put these 3 meds after the surgery and how often you should put it. It also basically has the directions on how to use the meds. Again, it just has more information. Oh, it does have the eye goggles. So these are the goggles that you wear. So they tell you that this is something that you're supposed to wear immediately after the surgery, and you also have to wear this while in the shower. So I wore this in the shower and while sleeping for an entire week. Oh, and it also came with mefenamic acid, I think like 2 tablets, which is something important that I have to mention because I actually needed the mefenamic acid because it was actually pretty painful afterwards. So yeah, so they basically briefed us with what to do with the kits, and they also mentioned some do's and don'ts during the actual surgery, like when the doctor talks to you, just speak back, don't like move your head or whatever because it's going to affect like the laser and everything like that. So after the quick briefing, you wait another few minutes In my case, there were two people right before me, so I had to wait for them to go in first. So I think it took like another maybe 20 minutes before it was my turn. I was finally called, and so we go on to the surgery proper. So the actual surgery proper was actually very, very quick. It felt like only around like 3 to 5 minutes per eye. But let me tell you, it was the longest 3 to 5 minutes of my life because you're awake and you just see everything going on, and it's just, yeah, it was very uncomfortable, and this is like honest to goodness truth and experience. So let me brief you first on how they do it, right? So when you go in the surgery room, there's two machines, and it's basically a machine where you lie down, so full body down. So you go into two machines. The first machine is where they do the cutting, the slicing of your eye. So basically, I mentioned in my first video about the corneal thickness, about how important the thickness of your cornea is, because that's the film or lens that they're going to be slicing. The thicker the cornea, the easier it is to slice, basically. The first surgery is them cutting into that corneal thickness. So that one, I actually thought that was it. I actually thought it was just one machine that was gonna do it. I thought it was another person on the other machine, but no. Basically, in the first one, they cut it. They slice through your eye, just all laser, okay? They're not gonna touch your eye whatsoever. Oh, but they touch it while putting like the apparatus to make your eye like sure that it stays in place and doesn't move. And it was very, very uncomfortable. Like, I could sense that the doctor was getting a bit frustrated because my body was so stiff. Like, he kept on telling me, relax your shoulders, because I was just like, I don't know, it was very, very stressful for me. Like, actually remembering it again right now, yeah, I could remember how stressed I was. Like, the actual procedure was painless, okay, and it was very, very fast. I mean, 3 to 5 minutes. But the fact that your eyes were open, and then like you could see everything going on, and then like, yeah, and at one point like your eye couldn't see anything because I feel like that's when they were slicing it. But yeah, I was just like the whole time, like my body was literally like this because I was just so stressed. And then like the doctor kept on telling me, look up, like I could already feel like he was getting frustrated at how I was like super stiff. And yeah, like at times I wouldn't really be following his instructions because I was so stressed out. Very, very stressful experience for the slicing part. It felt very long because time was just going by so fast and so slow at the same time. They put anesthesia, it's a drops, they don't inject anything, it's just all drops, and they don't even touch your eye, it's just a laser. So yeah, you don't feel anything. It was painless, everything was painless, but it was the mindset. Like, I feel like if you're gonna do this, you have to like already prepare your mindset for what's to come. Because honestly, like in my case, I've never done a surgery before, like even in the hospital, like for body parts or even like stitches. I've never gotten stitches, nothing like that. So I was never in an operating room, basically. And I really wasn't prepared. Like, I really didn't know what to expect because I've never had the surgery. So I really didn't know what to expect. Like, I came in super chill. I didn't think about anything. Like, I came in super chill. So when I actually got there and like things were going on, I was just like, oh my god, I was so stressed. But yeah, total it was only like 3 to 5 minutes per eye. So that was the first. That was the first machine. But the 3 to 5, it's already for both machines, okay? So that was the first machine. They finished that. So they did both eyes. Super stressful. And then I go on to the next machine, and this time it was a girl doctor because the first doctor was a guy. So this time it was a girl doctor, so I feel like she was more gentle, and I feel like, you know, she calmed me down more because my body was really stiff. And I guess like from the first doctor, like he already told me to like relax, so I think I was more relaxed already by the time I got to the second doctor. So the second machine, they've already created the flap on your eye, so they've already sliced your eye. So in the second machine, that's when they actually do the laser part or the LASIK part of the surgery. So again, they don't touch your eye. They only touch your eye to lift the flap. So the flap that I mentioned in the first machine where they cut your eye, this is where they touch your eye, but again, you don't feel it because there was anesthesia. They use their equipment, just what do you call it? One of their doctor equipments the metal ones. The doctor used her hand and she basically flips the flap that was created by the first machine, and under that flap, that's where they start to do the laser. So the instruction to me was just look at the light. It was a green light and a red light, so I just had to look straight up, and then like the laser does its work on your eye, which was under the flap. And then after that procedure, they put the flap back down, the one that was cut earlier, and then I don't know what they do afterwards. They let it heal or whatever. So they do that to both eyes. And done! Like, your vision is 2020, 2012 again. Just like that. The first machine was super stressful, but the second one was a little bit okay already because I feel like they also do less, because this time it's just like the laser doing its work, whereas in the first machine it was all the slicing and stuff, which is the stressful part. Immediately after I got out of the machine, I could already see clearly, and I still had the anesthesia, so everything was just like normal again. Like, I could see everything. It was like I was wearing contacts. That's what it felt like, because you know, I never really knew the feeling of seeing like 20/20 vision. So I felt like, oh, it's like I'm wearing contacts because I can see again. But yeah, it felt pretty normal. So right after, I actually missed the part. You're supposed to wait first for like 15 minutes before you can leave. But for some reason, right after my surgery, like right after I got out of the machine, the doctor who did the laser part, she just checked on my eyes. The usual manual machine used to check like your eyes. So she just looked at it and then she was like, okay, you're good to go. So I was like, okay. And then I left. Like, I didn't even wait for the 15 minutes because again, I still had the anesthesia. So I didn't feel any pain. Everything was clear right away. Immediately after, I didn't have any trouble seeing. Everything was good. I wore my protective glasses. I just talked to the secretary, the marketing who was in charge of my account. I was like, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. You have to go back immediately the day after for your first checkup. So I was like, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye. And then it was done. So the surgery was done, and again my eyes were like good vision right away, so I was just like, okay, perfect, let's go. And then my boyfriend still wanted to shop, and we really had this in the itinerary at first, that we were gonna do like Christmas shopping and we were gonna have lunch afterwards. And because I also read online that it heals pretty fast and you can go back to your normal activities right away, I thought that it would be fine to go out right after the surgery. Which, boy, I'm telling you, it was such a wrong move to do. So what happened was, immediately after the surgery, we decided to go to SM Aura. So we were at BGC. The clinic is an Aura building in BGC, so we drove to SM Aura because we were gonna do Christmas shopping. So we ate first because the total time spent for the surgery, I think we got there around, what time was my surgery? 9, yeah. My surgery was supposed to be at 9, so we were there at 9, and then we ended around like 11:30. That was the full thing already with the waiting time. So yeah, it was time for lunch. I was also really hungry as well, so we decided to go to SM Aura to eat. And by the time we got to SM Aura, my eyes were already burning. But burning from the sunlight. Like, the light was really affecting my eyes, and my eyes were very sensitive to the light. So at first, I thought it was okay because we were in the parking, so it was dark, you don't really see anything. But by the time we got to the mall grounds, like, I was covering my eyes like this, walking around, because I guess the anesthesia was also starting to wear off. So the light was starting to affect my eyesight. Like, I couldn't open my eyes right away. I couldn't open my eyes full, so I was going like this at first, just so I could get to where we were going. So we were walking, but it was starting to sting because it was really bright in SM Aura. We were walking, and I told my boyfriend, can you please, I couldn't see anymore at this time, like, I just closed my eyes because once I open, it hurts. Like, it would really sting if I open, if I try to like battle the sun. So it's not because it hurts as is, it's because if I open it, the sun, the light, my eye couldn't handle the sunlight coming in. So I just told my boyfriend, please pick a restaurant that's dark, or at least like semi-dark, like not too much lights, because my eyes couldn't handle the lights. So we eventually went to a resto, and by the time we got to the resto, I really couldn't open my eyes anymore. Every time I would try to open my eyes, I would start tearing up because it couldn't handle the sunlight. and even like small amounts of light, it couldn't handle it. And I couldn't read the menu. I just told my boyfriend to pick whatever, and it was another painful experience eating out right after the surgery, because I definitely would not recommend. After this experience, I would definitely recommend for those who are planning to do the surgery, just go home right after and close your eyes, because I feel like it wouldn't hurt if you just went home right away and then just rest your eyes. But I don't know, I think it's because I read the reviews and they said that it's okay to go eat out or whatever, so we ate out. So I didn't recommend, but yeah, we ate out, and because the food took a while to get there and there were lots of people, I had to suffer a longer time with the pain. It was so funny, like I couldn't open my eyes. I really couldn't open. If I tried, I would cry. I was eating with my eyes closed, like a blind person like this. And it's so funny. Like, I'll put a picture somewhere here. But like, I was really in such pain that I was like, my eyes were like this. Like, I was just like eating like that because it was really so painful. This is the status right after. I can barely open my eyes, but we have to have lunch. So we're here. I had like 3 different medicines to put. It shows like a dark restaurant because I can barely open my eyes in areas where there's like so much sun. And I'm really attempting, no, I really can't, so this will have to do. And I feel like I look really stupid talking to the camera right now, but yeah, so you guys see the downtime of it all. And you know, the reviews online, they said, and even like the doctor said that after it would feel like there's sand in your eyes, or like you're in a pool and your eyes are wide open. But no, it doesn't feel that way. It literally feels like they sliced your eye. That's what it feels like immediately after. It was so painful. I mean, I could stand it. Maybe if I were in a dark place. I think it's really the light. The light was so painful. It's so really what was causing the pain. So I feel like if I really just gone home right away, I don't think I would have experienced all of that. But yeah, it really felt like they sliced your eye once the anesthesia wears off. Like, I'm not joking. And then that's why the entire time, like towards the end of the lunch, I was begging my boyfriend if we could just please go to the car already, because I needed the mefenamic acid, because it's like it's a pain reliever. So I didn't bring it with me when we went up to the restaurant. So I was like, please, can we go to the car already, because my eye, like, yeah, I really needed the mefenamic acid because it was so painful. We finally got to the car, I drank my mefenamic acid, and I'm finally able to rest because it's dark. So he just left me in the car first because he still had to buy the Christmas gifts. But it was pretty fast, so I just napped. And after I napped, I was okay again. I was already good to go again. And then for the entire car ride, because it was during the day, I had my jacket over me, and I just closed my eyes the entire time during the ride because I knew that it would start getting painful again if I let light in. Got back to the house, went to my room, and then I slept it out, and when I woke up, I was okay again. So I wasn't in pain anymore. And then I just started to use the eye drops, the 3 meds that I showed earlier. So you put that on like every 3 hours. And I went back the next day for my checkup. So by the next day, everything was fine already, but it was still advised that I shouldn't drive yet. No, I think we were allowed to drive already, but I was coding. And I was required to come back immediately after, so I took a Grab, I think. I was able to drive already. I drove to the mall just here in our area because I had the laser appointment, but afterwards I took a Grab all the way to BGC because my car was coding. So I had to leave my car in the mall. So yeah, I could drive already immediately after, but I just had to take a Grab going there. So the checkup was good. Officially, immediately after, my vision was already 20/12. But like some texts weren't like 100% crisp clear yet because obviously like it's still like healing. So my eyes were fairly okay already by the next day, and the doctor just reminded me of things that I still can't do or can already do, so I can already go back to work. He even said that he would recommend watching Netflix like from afar because I was nearsighted, so it's better that I practice my farsightedness with my new vision. So he recommended that I actually watch a lot of Netflix, like read the subtitles from afar, like on my laptop, but not on my phone. I also asked about blue light glasses, which eventually I did buy. So I did buy a pair of blue light eyeglasses over here. So these ones are just to protect my eyes because the doctor mentioned that it's better just to protect and just to preserve it, to have like additional glasses, and so I won't have to wear the protective goggles that came with the kit. So basically for the checkups, you go back 1 day after, and then 1 week after, and then 1 month after, and then so on. And all the checkups are free that come with the package and the surgery, so just to make sure that your eyesight is still good. And with Shinagawa, they also offer a 5-year warranty in your eyes, so in case in the middle of those 5 years like something wrong happens with your vision, they can easily fix it, or they can offer to fix it for free. So as I'm doing this video, it's already been around 2 weeks since my surgery, and right now I feel like my eyesight is already pretty good. In my last checkup last week, I was 20/12 for my vision. And I'm not wearing the protective glasses anymore even when I sleep. I'm also already able to shower now. It was, I think, after 1 week when I was able to shower with my face. Because in the entire first week, I was only showering like my hair and my body. But for my face, I would have to do it separately on the sink. But yeah, now I'm able to shower full with face. I just try to avoid my eyes, and I try to avoid rubbing it. For the entire 6 months, while it is completely healing, I'm supposed to avoid like doing anything like with my eyes, basically, like even rubbing it and everything. So for the makeup, I'm already allowed to put makeup a week after, but a doctor recommended no eye makeup first for a month, which is hard because it's holiday season. So like no eyeshadow, no eyeliner, mascara for me first for this Christmas season while my eyes are fully healing. Although I can wear like foundation, so it should be fine. And then like for the beach or pool, I'm not allowed until like another month. I can go to the beach, but I'm not allowed to like dip my head in the water. I think basically that's it. I was actually also able to hike like 3 days after the procedure, so yeah, it's pretty good, pretty safe to do those things. Now for the full review of my entire experience and also a little bit about how my eyes are faring now. Full healing would be at around 6 months, so for now, I really try to avoid anything that's got to do with like rubbing or like touching my eyes. I also, again, I got the protective glasses, so the blue light. I use the computer a lot, I use my phone a lot, so just to preserve, I feel like it's just more of preserving my eyes, just so my gray don't come back fast or anything, just to, yeah, lengthen the time that I have with my new eyes. So we really have to take care of it. And you know, at some point, I really feel like this kind of like a safety blanket right now, because I'm so used to I've been so used to wearing eyeglasses. So this is something I still constantly wear, and I actually enjoy it. I enjoy wearing it now. It just feels like before when I really used to wear like prescription glasses. So yeah, it's more of like a safety blanket for me while I'm still getting used to my new eyes. Some effects would also be dry eyes, but honestly, like I feel like my eyes are already less dry than how they were prior to the surgery, because I feel like, yeah, my eyes were really dry prior to the surgery, that it was affecting my regular eyesight. Right now, I just put Hyalid. It's the drops that was prescribed by the doctor. So it's something that I put regularly every time I feel like my eyes are drying out. But right now, yeah, I've always put eye drops anyway, so it doesn't feel much different. But I feel like at this point, I really feel like my eyes are more stable and are healthier overall. My feelings after the procedure, honestly, it doesn't really feel any different. People ask me like, what does it feel like? Do you feel like a new person or whatever? But honestly, like immediately after, it just felt like I was wearing contacts. You know the feeling when you're wearing contacts and you're able to see everything? That's just what it feels like, except without having to actually remove the contacts. So actually now, Like, there would be times when I would be, you know, like I'd come from a long day out. I did a lot of things during the day and my eyes have been open for a long time. And I always catch myself feeling like I have to rest my eyes or that I have to remove something from my eye, thinking that, you know, because at the back of my head, like, I still feel like I'm wearing contacts because I can see so well and that I have to remove it. So that's what it feels like. Like, I really always catch myself trying to just rest my eyes once in a while because I feel like my eyes are drying out from contacts or something. Based on the consultations also with the doctor, this should last for about at least 10 years until I have to start wearing reading glasses. So actually, I don't mind the reading glasses because it's really the far-sightedness that I need. It's because, again, I do go out a lot. I am a very social person, so I like going to events, to parties, and it's more important for me to be able to see far away than for me to be able to see near. Like, I'm totally cool with wearing glasses if it's near, if I have to read something, because no one's gonna see me if I need to read stuff anyway. So yeah, and that's gonna be 10 years down the line either way, so it really won't be a problem. At least my farsightedness is fixed, and that's all that really matters. Now, would I recommend going to Shinagawa for LASIK, or in general undergoing the LASIK operation? I think for me, yes, definitely. Right now, I feel like I don't really feel the benefits much yet because I'm still slowly getting comfortable with the fact that these are already my eyes. I haven't really caught myself thinking, wow, like, thank God I did this. Nothing like that yet, because yeah, I'm still slowly creeping in to getting used to my new eyes. But definitely yes, if you are young or in my age and you still have a lot more years to go, you would definitely benefit from this. Especially if you have a high eye grade, yeah, you would definitely benefit from this because you would still be able to use your new vision for a longer period of time. I think for me, it would just be the price, which would be a little bit of a challenge if you want to undergo this procedure because it is a bit pricey, but then again, it's discounted, but still, even at a discounted price, it's still quite a sum of money. So it's something that you may have to save up for, but it's definitely going to be worth it once you've done it. Another thing is that with regard to surgery-wise, the actual procedure, you really have to prepare for it already. You have to prepare your mindset for the surgery because, yeah, if you're not used to it, it's going to be stressful. That's it. It's not painful. The pain comes after, but it's the actual process that will be stressful for you. However, if you're already used to surgery, say that you've already done plastic surgery before, or if you've already given birth, I feel like if you've already given birth, this is gonna be a walk in the park because, yeah, with regards to the pain, yeah, I don't think you'll really mind. But yeah, if you haven't done any surgery before, you really need to prepare yourself because it's quite the experience and it's a bit like shocking if it's your first time. So that's all I have to say with regard to the actual surgery process. And everything else with Shinagawa, their assistants, their marketing, the management, the admin, everyone was really very kind, especially the person who handled my account. She was very nice, and even every time I go back for my checkup, she would always remember my name. She'd be like, "Hi, I'm Trish," and yeah, they're very, well, at least the BGC branch, they're very, very pleasant there, and everyone's really nice. Even all the doctors are so nice. And even when they give you your checkups, yeah, everyone's very calm and nice. Like, no stress at all. And the entire process was very smooth sailing. So yes, definitely would recommend Shinagawa if you are interested in getting LASIK for your eyes. For all the details, all the contact information, their website, they will all be linked down below. Again, for the pricing, you can easily Google that as well. It's just that I'm not comfortable sharing prices on here. But yeah, that was all for this video, and I hope you guys learned a thing or two. I hope you guys found it informative if you are considering undergoing LASIK. If this video was helpful to you, I would really appreciate it if you could hit that like button down below to help the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to connect with me on Instagram, it's at TrishDLF. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would really appreciate it if you do, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!